I love moments like this. It's like everything is right with the world and nothing can hurt us.
I know, baby. Me too. As long as we have each other, nothing will ever hurt us.
I love you, John. You know, I've been thinking about children. You said that in a couple of years, you'd be ready too. And I'm so ready to have your children, you handsome man.
Well, I guess we can start trying.
Oh, we can start trying right now on this blanket.
You are crazy.
Make love to me, John.
I love you, Katie.
Katie, you up here, baby? Hey, sweetie. Did you not hear me?
Katie, I was going to tell you. I wasn't trying to keep it from you, baby. Waiting for the right
Known
moment.
about this for 3 weeks. And you didn't even tell me. All this time I thought it was me.
I'm so sorry. Maybe we can adopt.
I don't want anybody else's leftovers or cracked out rejects. I want my own children, John. And you can't give them to me.
Katie!
Katie.
Mom, do you think if I would have done something differently that Katie...
Son, you need to let it go and move on with your life. You are so good at what you do, but you've got to let it go.
Try. Just get so scared sometimes.
Yes, Chief. I understand. Well, the problem is, maybe if we overlapped the shifts a little better, it would afford overtime. No, ma'am. But if you brought Charlie Squad in at 6 a.m. instead of 7 a.m., it could get relief quicker. We do have to think about community feeling. I'll take care of it. Okay, Chief. These women are gonna be the death of me.
Mom, is Daddy ever coming home?
I'm sorry, baby. Daddy's never coming home.
Why in the hell we have to draw this stupid thing anyway? It's not like the diagram. The narrative tells you what happened.
Dude, what are you doing? You're sitting there talking to yourself again, John.
Oh, that's funny, Sergeant. You know, you would think they would come out with some type of program to automatically draw these cars and streets and deers and dogs and any other thing that meets the definition of a collision.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't feel a bit sorry for you, John. You know, 2 years ago you could have taken the promotional exam, become a detective, play with the big guys instead of drawing stick figures.
No way. Hey, at least when I get home, I don't have to worry about getting called out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Sergeant, how about treating Janice Reed right? I mean, you know, she's well, she's sensitive.
I'll think about it.
You do that.
You gentlemen have a nice day.
I think she likes me.
at you and your civvies.
That's right. After 10 years, it's about time.
You know you have Chief Hanley to thank for that. It would have never happened if Chief Hatcher was still here.
I know, Mandy. I know.
But I'm so proud of you.
Aw.
You worked really hard. You deserve it. And it looks like the mayor made a point of saying hello to you today.
Yeah, well, you know his view on females and law enforcement, and he tries to get all the voters to know that he's the one that came up with the female police chief. I just smile, play the game, and do my job.
Morning, Lieutenant.
Hey, John. How are your days off? Tell me you did more than clog up those cats' lungs with cigar smoke.
Heck no. I bought Adam 12 on DVD.
Adam 12. Hey, if Adam 12 keeps my men and women out of trouble on their day off, then Jack Webb has done his job. Bless his heart.
Amen.
Hey, excuse me, John. More. Uh-huh. Okay. I'll send D936 down right now. All right. Thanks. Hey, where's your buddy Kane?
Probably walking through the door as we speak.
Okay, well, I need you to grab her and head over to Reflection Point, relieve Adams and Carlisle on residential burglary. Call just came in 10 minutes ago. It's not in progress, but they got 4 or 5 pages of property reported stolen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, John. Hey, John,
Yes, sir.
you gonna get that accident report completed for me today?
I'm trying, Lieutenant. I'm trying.
Thank you, John.
I think he's a little sweet on
Oh,
you. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning.
Good morning, Officer Kane. You're looking pretty as ever.
Thank you, Mayor Murphy. Have a great day, sir.
You too. I think she likes me too.
Hey,
Hey.
we gotta go. Lieutenant wants us to skip roll call and go relieve Adams and Carlisle on residential burglary over in Reflection Point.
What is it in progress?
No, but they got about 4 or 5 pages of property report, and well, they just got the call about 10 minutes before shift change.
Okay, well, I'll just go get the citation book.
All right, good. Get the hot sheet while you're at it.
Okay.
You know, I'm good at Rex. I really am. You see, I can get on that scene and know within the first 2 minutes who's responsible. The damn problem is this damn drawing. So how are your days off?
Too short. How was yours?
Well, let's see. I slept. Smoked a good cigar one night on the porch with the cats. Talked to some unknown women on a social book. Hey, I even called my mother in Lincoln to let her know I'm still alive and that I might be home for Christmas this year. Oh, check is 41.
D. David 936. We're 1041.
D. David 936, 10-4. Are you 1017 to relieve C. Charlie 931?
Yeah, we got a call, right?
Yeah, that was just to make the lieutenant happy seeing us rushing out the door. You know, it's not going to kill Adams and Carlisle to earn a tad of freaking overtime. And you know how the chief loves overtime. I swear to God, all them guys do all night long is either milk calls or write speeding tickets. Yeah, check us 1017.
10-4 City. We're 1017. DA about 15.
D. David 936, 10-4. C. Charlie 931. D. David 936, 1017. ETA approximately 15.
Hey, how's Julie?
She's great. Her birthday's next week. She's gonna be 12. I can't believe she's gonna be 12 years old. She's growing up too fast. She asks me every day when I leave for work if I'm working with John today. And I said, of course, baby. I always work with John. And you know what she says? She says, John keeps you safe. I think she still misses her dad. It's just hard to believe he never even calls. All he does is send in that stupid check just to keep up his so-called reputation. She loves her mama.
Can you tell her I said hello?
Always.
Back at it, partner.
Yep. Back at it.
I mean, a .17 on a Wednesday morning? Who gets drunk on a Wednesday morning and think that they can drive to work on 3 tires and a rim? Who does that?
Well, Officer Kane, I'm just glad that you were able to observe such a clear-cut and substantial violation of Chapter 20. I mean, a top speed of 10 miles an hour going down Park Street. I mean, hell, the worst thing that was going to happen to the guy who was going to show up for work about 4 hours late. But no, you did a great job. I was watching you the whole time. I think you got the hang of that HGN.
I know. I love that thing. You can throw that old Alka dispenser out the door. I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, make sure you turn that yellow copy into DMV and the lieutenant signs it before you do. It's called monkey off the back, kid. Monkey off the back.
Will do, sir.
Hungry. Let's go eat. The new pizza place on Mountain Street is good. Get us code 7.
D. David 936, requesting a code 7 at Mountain and Park.
D. David 936, continue patrol and handle this call on your own. And 1198 J. John P. Paul at 609 Westwood Circle. 1025 the complainant, a Robin Medford, referencing no further details, code 2.
Check us 1017, man.
D. David 936, 104 City, 1017.
Mrs. Medford?
Yes, I'm Robin Medford.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Officer John Walker. This is Officer Mandy Kane.
Mrs. Medford. I really appreciate how fast you both got here. Please, will you come inside?
Sure, yes, ma'am.
Let's go sit in the den while I try to get my thoughts together.
Get the door for you.
Mrs. Medford, is anyone else home with you?
Please call me Robin. My daughter Brittany is upstairs.
Let's go sit in the den.
No, but I think you want to handle this one.
Can you tell me what happened? I just have a gut feeling that you've just found out something bad has happened. It's okay. We're here. I understand. It's okay. Just take your time.
Last Friday, my daughter Brittany went to the football game with her best friend. She's 15 and is a sophomore. She doesn't have her license yet, so her friend's mother picked her up and drove them to the game. Our curfew's 10:30, but I really wasn't worried as I know she was in good hands as far as a ride home with the parent. I was up when she got home around 10:20, but was lying on the couch, and I shouted up to her, "Did you have a good time at the game?" And all I heard was, "I'm just tired and want to go to bed." And I heard her door close, and I guess I just assumed that she was fine. And the next morning, she never came down to eat the breakfast that I fixed her. Saturdays are always our special mornings when we watch cartoons like we did when she was a little girl. And I always fix her a cheese omelet. And she would come out of her room. I guess she was sick or something was wrong. So I went up to her room and she still had the door closed. I walked in. She was completely under the covers. I sat down next to her bed. And when she pulled the cover off her head and looked at me, it looked like she'd been crying all night. And all she would tell me was that her stomach hurt really bad and she wasn't really hungry. So I felt her forehead, but she wasn't feverish. And in all the years that I've seen my baby get sick, she's never at least gotten up to tell me or come downstairs to Saturday breakfast.
Did she ever tell you anything else later?
No. She stayed in bed all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And I finally I got her to eat some chicken and star soup and maybe 2 bites out of a toasted cheese sandwich on Sunday. On Monday, I checked her out at school. I told her I was going to take her to see her doctor, and she yelled at me. She said, "No, leave me alone, I'll be fine." I just couldn't understand how my child, we've always been the best of friends, why she was being like this to me. So, on Tuesday, there was no change. She didn't go to school. And I got to looking for an old antique can opener that my mother gave me. I thought maybe it'd been thrown out in a box with some other trash. So I went out to the pickup cans. Inside. And I saw the jeans that she wore to the game Friday night. They were torn in the front and they had blood in them. And underneath some other garbage.
Ma'am, have you taken your daughter to a doctor or the hospital?
No, she told me that it was her period. She threw them away because she felt like they were ruined.
What did you do with those clothes?
Officer Walker, I put them in a clean garbage bag in the kitchen closet.
Is Brittany upstairs?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I go speak with her alone?
I think she would be comfortable with that. She loves to see women in uniform.
I'm really sorry that you're having to go through this, Mrs. Medford. But we'll get to the bottom of this. I promise. I'll be right back.
Do you know what it's like to raise a daughter alone without a father?
I know what it's like to be alone.
Hey, Brittany. Can I come sit on the bed with you? I like your name, Andy. How'd you know my name? I heard you tell my mom when you answered the door. I see. Brittany, I know something bad has happened. And I know it's really hard for you to talk about it. But I want you to know that I'm your friend. And that you can trust me with whatever it is you need to tell me.
I didn't know what to do. Or how to tell my mom. I just wanted it all to go away. But I knew it wouldn't. I thought he liked me. I thought we were friends.
It's okay. Just take your time.
Jake and I, we've been friends ever since we were in the 3rd grade. He was always so sweet to me. He started writing me letters and sending me messages about how beautiful I had become, how grown up I've gotten. He asked if I would ever be his girlfriend, if he could kiss me. He really had gotten attractive over the years, and I was really starting to like him. So Friday night at the football game, he asked if we could walk over to the baseball field and sit at the bleachers and talk. I didn't think there would be anything wrong, so I did. After talking for a few minutes, he asked if he could kiss me. I'd never been kissed by a guy before, so I let him. But then he started pressing hard against my lips and touching me places. I told him to stop, but he just forced me to the ground. The only thing I remember, so much pain. My jeans were getting ripped. I laid there on the ground for about 30 minutes. The last thing I remember him saying was,
"If you tell anyone, I will kill you."
I want you to know that as long as I'm alive,
And as long as I'm wearing this uniform, nothing like this is going to ever happen to you again. I promise you that. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Well, Janice, how's it feel to be on the aftermath of a case like this? Guess you hear everything we do and then some.
It's just a lot of detail and a hell of a lot more paperwork. Either way you slice it, John, we're going to take it home with us. Toss and turn thinking about it. Get mad, get sad. And then realize we can't take it personally and we have to do the job to the best of our abilities.
You're going to be all right, Detective Reed.
Is Mandy okay?
Yeah. Mandy's going to be just fine. Yes, sir.
You guys can go ahead and clear if calls are pending. Reed and I'll take care of it from here. We'll sign custody of the clothes and just make sure you get your preliminary to me by the end of your shift.
Yes, sir. Sergeant, can I ask you about this SBI 5?
Hey, I know what's going on in that head of yours. I worked with you long enough. You did a good job with that young girl.
Thanks for always being there for me. You know, you got the promotion before me.
Yeah, well. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Hey, Reed, can you go back into the den with Miss Medford and her daughter, complete those SBI 5s and get her signature? Officer Kane, why don't you go ahead and help Detective Reed out with that, okay?
Thank you.
Your partner did a great job with that kid. I'm not sure I could have, or even Reed could have gotten out of her what she did. But I sense she's taking this a little personally.
She's a damn good cop, sir. I'm sure there's been things in your career that, well, maybe you've taken a little bit personal too.
Yeah.
Hey, you thinking about Julie?
Her birthday's on Friday. She'll be 12. I swear to God, if anybody ever touches her like that.
Hey, nothing is going to happen to Julie.
How do you know that, John?
Because I'm your partner. How about some pizza?
Here you go. Black with no sugar or cream, just like you like it.
Sweet. You're the bestest.
You know, it looks like our distinguished mayor continues to win over the people's trust.
Well, he is kind of cute. Hey, if he gets that part completed, I know my Addie's gonna love him.
Hey, John. What's up, man?
Ron, my main man.
How you gonna let me borrow those Miami Vice DVDs?
Almost done with season 5.
Cool. See you, man.
Ron, I love him.
Great cup as always, Linda. Thanks.
Have a nice day, Mayor.
Morning. Let me just get a large coffee to go. Black, no cream or sugar. Aren't you one of my officers? Officer John Walker, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Well, at least for 40 hours a week I am. Good morning, Chief.
Morning.
It's good to see you.
Mind if I join you?
Wow, yes, please do. Never in all my years on the job would I ever thought I'd be sitting off duty with the Chief of Police. Chief Hatcher, he never left the building. Well, except to go eat that god-awful meatloaf at Hazel's Diner.
John, I realize I'm new here. I realize after Chief Hatcher serving for 25 years, having a female police chief comes as a whole different experience for both the department and the town. You know, I worked the first 20 years of my career in New York, but the South is where I wanted to come and finish my career as chief, and in a town just like this one. You know, one of the first things I did when I came here a month ago, I looked over every single employee's personnel file. You know, as chief, I have to ensure the department stays diverse and gives promotional opportunities to everyone. You're one of my veterans, John, and I want you in the promotional system next year.
Chief, let me just say this. I think differently from a lot of other people. And I think that the first round of promotions you made were brilliant. Chief Hatcher held a lot of good people back, and to go against his methods were just simply career suicide. He's gone. You're here. And it is high time to move forward. The department deserves it. I think the town deserves it as well.
Well, I want to give it at least 10 years before I retire. I want to change things. I want to implement new policies for the better of the organization. I want my officers to reach out to the community and become more involved. And I'm going to maintain an open door policy to some degree, even though chain of command is still vital. Well, I know you're on your weekend off. I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to sit and speak one-on-one with one of my finest. Can you think of anything you'd like to say to me?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Chief.
Welcome, Chief Haynes.
Hey.
You know, I'm terrible with directions. Well, I'm looking for Mandy Kane's house. Do you know which one is hers? I'm not really from here.
I know you're not from here. I know everyone on my street. But if I had to guess, you're a cop, right?
Now, what makes you think I'm a cop? I could be a professional softball player.
Well, I know Mandy Kane. And I know the only man who'd show up to her house is another cop.
Well, at least it wasn't the hair that gave it away. But I bet you must know Mandy's daughter, Julie. You're about the same age, I suppose.
Yeah, Julie and I go to the same school. I like her, but she's quiet and never wants to come out and play ball with me. She's pretty, so I guess softball's just not her thing.
Oh, well, I'm John, and yes, I am a police officer here in Gaston County. Now, I need to know your name so I can tell Julie she needs to start throwing that ball with you.
I'm Holly. I live here with my mom. My dad has been overseas for the past 3 years. He wants to come home and be a police officer. He's a Marine. Mandy and Julie live 3 houses down on the right, 152.
All right.
So, why do you want to see Miss Mandy?
Well, if you must know, Julie had a birthday yesterday. Her mom and I are partners, and, well, I got her a pretty nice birthday present and just thought I'd surprise her being the weekend.
What is it?
Who knows? Might be a new softball glove.
Yeah, right.
Well, listen, I tell you what, how about one day I come back and you and me and Julie, we go to the field and take some swings. Pretty sure I got some old 44 core balls and an old aluminum bat at the house. But don't worry, I'll make sure Mandy tells your mom who I am so she won't think some weirdo's running around the neighborhood.
Sweet. But I get first hit, okay?
Hey, you. I know someone who had a birthday yesterday. Wonder who it could be. See, I've got this wonderful gift here, and well, I'm just stumped because I just cannot for the life of me remember who in this house had a birthday.
John, it's my birthday, silly. Is that for me?
Well, let me see. It's a card. I love cards. And the card says, "Happy birthday, Julie, from John." So you must be Julie, and well, the last time I checked, I guess I was John. Happy birthday, sweetie. I know you're going to like it because your mom kind of hinted what you wanted.
Sweet. I love it, John. Mom got me some nice clothes and shoes for school, but this is a bomb ditty.
The what?
The bomb ditty, you know?
Oh, yeah. We said that back in the 80s.
Thanks, John. It's the nicest thing I've ever had.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Guess what?
What?
I'm taking you and your mom to that new fun park for pizza and games.
Yes. The kids at school have been talking about that place. I've been begging Mom to take me.
Yeah, well, speaking of school, I just met one of your friends that lives 2 doors down, Holly. You know, when you gonna start throwing the ball with that girl? Because I would think she would like that very much.
Yeah, Holly's cool. We really just don't talk much in school, and I really just don't like softball. She kind of reminds me of that girl off a television show with zombies.
Well, Lord child, with my life, I'm surprised I still even own a television. Hey, how you holding up? You still proud of your mom?
Yeah, I just worry about her. I get scared something's going to happen to her. She won't come home. I don't have anyone else. It's just me and Mommy.
Hey, you listen here. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is ever going to happen to your mom. She's the best cop ever. And tough, oh yes. So your mom is the bomb ditty. As long as I'm on this earth, child, I'll protect her from all the harm and all the bad. Because you need her, and she needs you. For this, I promise you, okay?
I know, John. I know as long as you're with my Mommy, nothing will ever happen. Just promise me you'll always be a partner, okay?
Come here.
You know, I'm pretty sure I have another glove in the car. A lot of daylight left. Hey guys.
Hey, Johnny. There he is.
Hey Jimmy, my man.
Hey Johnny, try the sound today. Express.
Sounds good. I'm starving.
All right, Johnny. Spill it. Give us a lowdown on this chick. Come on, spill it.
You know, Sergeant, I can imagine the extreme grief that you must be feeling, you know, not being able to work the road and write speeding tickets anymore. But I'll be the better man and say, congratulations on your well-deserved promotion. And Travis, you as well.
Oh boy.
Detective life is just what you needed. No more nights out in Charlotte on your days off. On call, baby, on call.
There you go, guys.
Oh.
Sweet tea and 2 waters with lemon.
Maria, how do you manage to live here for like the past 5 years and not lose that accent?
Well, it's not as thick as it used to be. You guys have definitely been an influence on me. Say, where's your pretty partner today? No offense, guys.
She had to take her meal break at her house. Julie's been sick with the flu for like the past week.
Oh, the poor thing. Will you tell her that Maria said hello, okay? I just love that girl.
I will. I'm gonna see her when I clear.
Okay. Well, grilled salmon is a special today. So just take your time, though, and I'll be back.
We're waiting.
Look, okay. It went good, all right?
Good? You've been on 6 dates with this girl. I mean, Mandy tells me everything about you. Thinks she's a little overprotective.
As a partner should be. Damn, you guys are nosy.
You gonna fill us in with some details?
All right. She's 34, blonde, beautiful, smart. She's a dental hygienist. She loves the 80s, and her hair rocks. We met at the Toto concert, and well, she was married once about 10 years ago, and she has no children. Okay, are you satisfied?
Okay, so she does exist. What's her name?
Rachel Smithfield.
Rachel Smithfield. Look, all joking aside, congratulations. We hope it works out for you. We know it's been a long time.
Exactly. Because, you know, we love to pick on you because you get all flustered because you're so damn sensitive.
Well, it sure is nice to know you guys care.
City to D936.
D936 City, 107 code 7, go ahead.
D936, possible 1062 R. Robert, 903 Williamson Street. See the complainant, a Rita Miller, neighbor at 900 Williamson Street. Can be referencing movement inside the residence. Owners are reported to be out of town. Code 2.
903 Williamson. That's the Jones residence. Well, they've been in China for like the past month on a mission trip. They're wealthy people. D936 City, 104. Show me 108 from code 7. I'll be 1017, 903 Williamson. Kane, go to X2, 1018.
Go ahead, John.
Hey, 104. I'll be 1017. Your location, ETA about 8.
10-4.
Well, so much for lunch.
Hey, Johnny, let us know what you got on scene once you get there, all right?
Yeah, be careful. If it's legit, call county crime scene out there and I'll meet you there.
10-4. I'll call you, Sergeant.
All right.
D936 City, we're going to be 1023 on Williamson.
10-4, D936. Do you need an additional unit?
1010 City, show us code 4 unless we advise further.
D936, 10-4, KIX 710.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi. I'm so glad y'all got here so quickly. I'm Rita Miller. I'm the one who called.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Officer John Walker. This is my partner, Officer Mandy Kane. You know, I know Mr. and Mrs. Jones. If I'm not mistaken, haven't they been gone on a mission trip to China for like the past month?
Yes, they have. I've been the one that's been taking care of their house, collecting the mail. They don't have any pets, so I don't have to go inside. But officers, I know that there's somebody in that house. I keep seeing shadows through the windows.
Have you heard any strange noises, the sound of glass breaking, anything odd like that?
No, but I do know that there's somebody in that house. Larry and Sue are wonderful people, but they're very old-fashioned. I tried to tell them over a year ago that they need to get an alarm system with the amount of valuable watches and jewelry that they have.
Yeah, he's got a huge collection.
Yeah, he's got at least $100,000 in Rolex watches alone. He does collect them. I know it's bad to say this, but he doesn't even keep them in a safe.
Well, all right, Mrs. Miller, listen, you did the right thing calling. My partner and I are going to walk over here and we're going to check everything out, but do us a favor. How about stepping inside until we come back and finish the call for service?
Oh yeah, this scares me. I just
Understand.
came out just to see y'all. Okay.
Okay, we'll check it out.
I guess it's my turn to take the back.
Yep, you just scan the right side. I'll check the doors and the windows. I'll go left and we'll meet in the middle.
Got it.
Please! Stop! Put your hands up! Get on the ground now!
Nine 936 City, shots fired, backyard of 903 Williamson. Get us some help. Are you hit?
No.
You okay?
I'm good.
Is there anybody else?
I don't think so.
D936 City, 1018. We have one down. My partner and I are okay. Have additional units secure the street in the front of the residence and notify X units. My partner and I are 10-4. Like one shot to the upper shoulder, one to the stomach.
He wouldn't listen. I told him to get down. He drew his weapon. I told him to stop. He wouldn't listen.
Oh my God, Mandy, it's a girl.
She wouldn't listen. I told her to turn around and put her hands up. She wouldn't listen. God, what have I done?
It's gonna be all right, partner. You're gonna be okay.
Do you feel like you could eat something? John called from the bathroom about 30 minutes ago, said you missed lunch.
He always knows where he can go to not get in trouble. Surprised they didn't take his gun. Anyway, I'm not very hungry. This soft drink is fine.
Did you get a chance to talk to your mother in Asheville?
I did. She's worried, but she's a strong woman. I told her not to say anything to Julie until she gets back from fall break.
I concur with that. Mandy, I need you to be strong for me. I need to discuss a few things with you. The next few days are going to be the most difficult part in your career. But I know in my heart that together we will get through this, okay?
Okay.
Now, the girl's name is Terry Ingalls. She's 15. From what I understand, that she is in critical condition. The gun that she drew on you was a BB gun. It was in the shape, design, just like a .357 or even a .45 caliber. The back door to the residence was open. No signs of forced entry, but she did have a bag with several expensive watches in it. The DA himself is here now, meeting with the assistant chief. As you know, Chief Hanley is out of state at the Women of Law Enforcement Conference, but she is being contacted.
I don't understand. A 15-year-old breaks into a house and steals watches, and that gives you a reason to draw a gun on a police officer? I don't understand. And how was I supposed to know that it wasn't a real gun?
You did exactly what you were supposed to do, and what you had to do, it was terrible. God knows it.
Now, whether that child lives or dies, you are gonna have to face the fact that you are a police officer and you had a split second, damn, not even that much time to decide if you were gonna live or die. Now, listen to me. Internal Affairs is not gonna interview you tonight. Detective Sergeant St. John is gonna come by and he is gonna place you under administrative leave by order of the Assistant Chief and the DA. They will take your gun and your ID. It is just standard procedure. I'm going to be able to take you home since you were medically cleared earlier. Now, tomorrow, you do have to be back in civilian dress clothes at 12 p.m. for your interview with Internal Affairs. I will be here, but since the first interview is not Miranda, I cannot be in the room with you. Under Garrity, you are compelled to answer all of their questions. In the meantime, I will be meeting with the DA and the Assistant Chief, and I will find out more. And tomorrow you'll know more too, okay?
Thanks, Lynn. I'm glad you're here.
Gentlemen.
Mrs. Lauren.
Counsel.
Officer Kane, by order of the District Attorney and Assistant Chief Worley, you're being placed on administrative leave with pay pending the outcome of this case. You're to surrender your weapon, badge, and ID to me. Your weapon is now considered evidence in this case until the District Attorney makes a ruling over the next couple of days. You'll be back here at 12 o'clock tomorrow for your administrative Garrity interview with Internal Affairs. Captain Jack McDonald will lead that interview. Myself and Assistant Chief Worley will sit in as secondary. Mrs. Lauren, does your client have any questions or concerns only pertaining to the instructions that she's just been given?
No, Sergeant. My client, Officer Mandy Kane, is a 10-year career veteran of this department, fully understands all of the procedures involved in a shooting incident. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to take my client home. She will be present as required tomorrow at 12 p.m.
I still hate these cases. I'm torn between sympathy for both officer and civilian. Now, I hope that you and your men and women will present me with all the facts. There's going to be some heat on this, Sergeant. Regardless of who's wrong or right. It's inevitable.
I know. And it will be done right, I assure you.
Oh my God, John. You look so exhausted.
I know it's late. I just wanted to see your pretty face just for a few minutes before I go home.
I don't care what time it is. I'm so glad you're okay. Come and sit down. Is your partner okay?
Physically, yes. Mentally, I don't know. They separated us pretty quick after the incident, and only her attorney and the brass were allowed to talk to her. But hey, I told her about you today.
Really?
Yeah. I knew eventually I would. She'd already been getting little tidbits about us anyway from a little birdie.
A little birdie?
Oh, yeah, a little birdie with a big mouthy.
Did you see it happen?
No, sweet girl, I didn't. I heard it and I saw the aftermath.
Dear God, 15 years old. In critical condition.
I gotta go. Listen, don't worry about anything. I'm fine. My partner's gonna be fine. It's just gonna be a rough couple days ahead. I enjoyed being here. Night.
John,
You know, maybe what you're trying to say doesn't really even need to be said at all.
see you.
You understand the liability we're facing.
Absolutely, Terry. We gotta get it right.
Gentlemen.
Morning, Jack. You know City Attorney Terry Hardis, don't you?
I think we met at some city function about a year ago. Hell, I don't remember.
Captain, you know we're facing a difficult situation here. I hope you understand the importance of doing everything by the book.
Jack, we've got to get this right.
Oh, hell, Mayor, don't get your panties in a wad.
Captain, there's no smoking anywhere in the building.
Well, what the hell you gonna do, counselor? Arrest me for smoking an unlit cigar?
That guy should have retired 15 years ago.
Terry, he's effective. Real effective.
Chief Worley, can you give us an account of the incident?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Chief Tracy Hanley, who's out of town for a business conference, the department, and District Attorney Philip Wainwright, I'm prepared to give you a brief statement of the shooting incident. Please keep in mind some aspects of the case cannot be revealed until further investigation is completed.
What was the call of service that dispatched the officers to the house on Williamson Street? Can you tell us the name or name of the officers involved? And can you confirm if the suspect had a weapon? We've received conflicting reports of either no weapon or a toy gun. Can you confirm any of this?
I understand you all want answers to your questions. The department wants to assure the public that a very thorough and unbiased investigation is being conducted. I'm going to tell you only what I can now. Yesterday, around 12:10 p.m., officers John Walker and Mandy Kane received a call from 903 Williamson Street from a neighbor regarding a possible breaking and entering of the residence. The two officers arrived quickly and began their investigation. Officer Kane, a 10-year veteran of the department, confronted a possible suspect in the rear of the residence. There was some type of altercation between Officer Kane and the suspect. Shots were fired, and the suspect was rushed immediately to County Hospital for treatment.
Why hasn't the department contacted the State Bureau of Investigation for assistance in this matter? Isn't that standard procedure?
In the matter of a shooting where there is not an immediate loss of life by either the officer or suspect, it is not mandatory the SBI be called in, as long as our captain of internal affairs and his team conduct a proper and unbiased investigation, and all findings are turned over to the Attorney General.
Are both officers currently on administrative leave?
Absolutely. Both officers are on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation by both Internal Affairs and the District Attorney's Office.
Can you tell us the name of the suspect?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I can comment on at this moment. I want to assure each and every one of you that as more details are made public, we will then be able to answer more questions. Please be assured, this department will leave no stone unturned, and a fair and impartial, unbiased investigation shall be conducted. Thank you.
I'm Jennifer Stone, live from Police Headquarters, WXIC News 17.
Officer Kane, do you understand the administrative rights read to you? Do you understand that this interview is being recorded? And any false omissions will be immediate grounds for termination.
Yes, sir.
Officer Walker, what time did you report in for work on Sunday?
I arrived for roll call at 05:30. Mandy and I checked 41 at approximately 5:55.
Did you consume any alcohol the night before?
No, sir. Absolutely not.
How much sleep did you have?
I had 8 hours of sleep, solid.
Officer Kane, do you drink? Take any prescription medication that could cause, well, you know, lack of judgment?
Was I drinking that night? No.
Do I drink? Yes. As far as the medication, the only thing I take is a Z-Pack for a sinus infection.
When is the last time that you consumed alcohol?
3 nights ago, I had a glass of wine with dinner. I was off duty. Captain, I never drink the night before I'm on duty or any time during my 3 to 4 days on.
So you don't have a problem with alcohol?
No, sir. No. I don't have a problem with alcohol or any impairing substance.
John, how was your partner's mood the day of the shooting, before the incident happened? Was she alert, appeared tired, worn out, aggravated, sleepy?
She was fine. My partner's in great shape. I've never seen her come to work not prepared.
So what did you two talk about?
Mainly just the usual. Life, days off, her daughter, etc. She did seem to take an interest in learning about a new girl I'm seeing. Woman's curiosity. Just poking, picking, just fun things to make the shift go by when we have downtime.
Do you truly believe she was prepared for duty as a police officer the day of the shooting?
Without a doubt, sir.
So let's talk about the incident. You and Officer Walker arrive on the scene, and you spoke to a neighbor, Rita Miller, is that correct?
Yeah, she's the one who made the call and said she saw some kind of movement across the street.
Okay, so you and John walked across the street. You really weren't sure what you had at that point, correct? I mean, it could have been an animal walking around in the house, right?
No, Mrs. Miller was very clear that homeowners across the street had no pets. So when we went over there, we treated it as an investigation.
So you went to the rear of the house, and Officer Walker went to the front.
Yes, Sergeant. It's all right there in your report. I don't understand. It's like you're doubting everything that I've said beforehand.
No, Officer Kane, we're just trying to get at the facts of what happened. In fact, before you leave here today, I'll have you remembering every time your heart beat that day.
So when you and your partner got to the front of the residence, was there any reason why she took the back and not you?
No, sir. We just usually take turns on calls like this.
Okay, so when she went to the rear, what did you do?
I checked the front door and the windows of the residence to see if there were any signs of a break-in. I also looked through the windows to see if I could see any signs of ransacking. I didn't see any.
Officer Kane, when you went to the rear of the house, what did you do? What was going through your mind? Were you nervous?
No, I try to cut the emotions off. I'm a police officer. I was focused on the job I was there to do, which was to check the right and the rear of the house, doors and windows for a break-in.
Prior to your encounter with the suspect, did you see any signs of a break-in?
Up to that point, no.
In your report to Sergeant St. John, you described that you see what you state was a figure in dark clothing with a dark ski mask on, walking away from the residence carrying a pouch or a bag.
Yes, I saw a person in dark clothes and a mask walking away. I drew my weapon and yelled, "Stop, please."
You did not try to find cover or concealment?
Captain, there was nowhere for me to go but to run.
John, did you ever hear Officer Kane yell, "Stop, police," when you were in the front yard?
No, I didn't. But if she says she did, then I believe her.
Officer Kane, at that moment, did you feel that that person, that figure in dark clothing, was an immediate threat to you?
Yes, I did. Every feeling in my gut told me that that was the felony suspect in a breaking and entering. I pulled my weapon for my safety. I just wanted compliance.
So when you gave verbal commands for the person to stop and the bag was dropped, did you ever see a gun? What made you think the person had a gun?
She had her back to me, and she took her right hand and reached it across her body. And she turned back to me. She had what I thought in her hand was a gun. Didn't know what else to do. I fired my weapon.
How'd you know it was a she, Officer Kane?
Captain, for God's sake, I didn't realize it was a she until after the fact. And then now realizing that it is a she, it's very hard not to say she.
So you heard the gunshots, correct? How many?
3, very quick, all together.
What'd you do next?
I immediately notified communications that shots were fired and requested help. When I reached the back of the residence, I observed my partner was standing over the body of a person in dark clothing.
My partner still had her weapon drawn. I asked Mandy if she was hit. She responded no.
Did you see a weapon on the ground from the suspect?
Yes.
And what determination did you make at that time?
First, it appeared to be in the shape and design of a large caliber automatic weapon. When I kicked the weapon away from the suspect's body, it seemed lighter.
Turns out it wasn't a large caliber weapon after all. Isn't that correct, Officer Walker? In fact, it turned out it was a BB gun. Isn't that correct?
Captain, what difference does it make? How could my partner have known that from even a closer proximity? By the time any reasonable officer would have paused to make that determination, they'd be dead.
Did you know it was a BB gun?
No.
Could you have taken cover somewhere?
There was nowhere for me to go.
Did you give loud verbal commands? Police, stop, drop to the ground. Let me see your hands.
Captain, I did everything that I was taught and trained to do. Everything.
I have only one more question for you, Officer Kane.
What? What prison do I want to spend my life in, being accused of attempted murder for a 15-year-old?
Did you feel your life was in jeopardy? Did you feel that your actions came strictly from all your years of training? Did you act to protect yourself from the use or imminent use of deadly force? And now can you accept the fact that you pulled the trigger on another human being, regardless of who's right or wrong in this case?
Sergeant, Captain, Chief. It's one thing to accept it as a police officer. It's a completely different thing to accept it as something you have to live with for the rest of your life.
Terry Ingalls, 15 years old, no juvenile record. Up until this year, she was an honor student at Clay Street Middle School. She repeated 3rd grade. Mother and father are Ted and Melanie Ingalls. Ted's a supervisor for a cell phone utility company, and Melanie works at the drugstore in town.
According to the parents, Terry began hanging around with an older crowd of teenagers. She started experimenting with marijuana, and then after that began doing crack cocaine. Both the mother and father admitted they saw some changes in her behavior over the past year, but they remained in denial she was doing drugs. The occasional joint wasn't so hard for her to get, but when the daily habit of crack cocaine began fulfilling her young life, she had to get money to support the habit. She knew she was too young to sell products at the pawn shops, so when she started stealing, she gave the stuff to an older man named Rick Hargrove. Hargrove, he's a 4-time loser who's been in jail since the day he was born. Detectives are getting search warrants on his house over in Kennard as we speak.
So, she does the crimes. She gives him the merchandise in exchange for crack cocaine. Come on! How did she even know about the Jones residence? All those valuable watches, no alarm systems, no pets, and they're gone for the month.
Well, that's the sad part. Larry Jones is the oldest brother of Melanie Ingalls, Terry's mother. She practically grew up in their house as a child. She knew all about those watches. Melanie kept a key to the house on a ring near the telephone. No forced entry, Philip, no forced entry.
Why in God's name did she have a BB gun with her? And why in God's name would she pull it on a police officer?
After Terry regained consciousness last week, we interviewed her in the presence of her attorney and her parents at the hospital. She advised Rick told her to carry it in case she got into any problems doing houses. When we asked her why she pulled it on Officer Kane, she broke down crying and said she was so high out of her mind, all she remembered was going to the house and waking up in the hospital. Philip, the kid will never walk again. She's paralyzed from the waist down from damage done by one of those 2 bullet wounds. Off the record, I think if you keep this case under juvenile law, and considering the Jones family is pushing hard for no prosecution for the B&E and felony larceny, it could ease community feeling.
Yeah. Justice is always served on different platters. How's Officer Kane and Officer Walker?
Kane hasn't answered her phone in 4 days. And John Walker, he's about to go nuts answering telephone calls and trying to teach Adams how to be a sergeant.
Hey, you. It's your beautifully sexy, somewhat talented partner, John. And guess what? The cat drug back into town from a week's vacation.
Hey, girl. I missed you. Where's Julie?
She's fine. She's spending the night with Holly.
Hey, partner. You know that stuff will put weight on you.
Not really worried about my weight.
Well, maybe you don't have to. See, you got us to worry about you now. Mandy, I know by now you have some of the facts of the case. At least from a week ago when you last spoke to Sergeant St. John on the phone. I think what you may not realize is the girl, Terry Ingalls, regained consciousness. She confessed to everything. As far as the BB gun was concerned, she only said she was so high out of her mind that day that she just doesn't remember the actual shooting.
Mandy, the DA cleared you this morning. It was ruled a justified shooting. When we couldn't get a hold of you, Lieutenant Moore asked us to come by, but we would have come by anyway. I think John was starting to miss you.
I don't know, John. How am I supposed to live my life with this every day? How am I supposed to get back in that uniform every day and not be afraid? How am I supposed to not be paranoid every time someone pulls their cell phone or their wallet out of their pocket?
I tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna accept the fact that the gun used to shoot that girl was your gun. It was your finger on the trigger, and it was your finger that pulled the trigger. You did what you had to do to save your life. And me and every other cop in that department would have done the exact same thing under the circumstances. Tragic? Hell yes. But you are gonna be fine. We need you. I love you. Janice loves you. And you have a daughter that loves you more than anything in the world. And she's so proud to see her mama wear that beautiful black uniform every day. Hey, for God's sakes, as much gossip as you've been giving Adams, well, you know he loves you too.
Now call Sergeant Adams in the morning, take a few days off, and then get back in that saddle. We'll get through this together.
Together?
Yes. Together.
Hi, Mrs. Ingalls.
Mandy Kane. I'm so glad you're here. Ted, we have company. Please, come in. My husband Ted's sitting in the den. He'll be glad to see you. Honey, this is Mandy Kane.
Mandy Kane, I'm so thankful that you came. We really weren't sure that you would. I'm glad that your chief gave you our message. I didn't want to doubt the police, but after what happened and what we've all been through, I didn't know if you'd get the message. Please, sit down.
Can I get you something to drink? Soft drink, juice, water?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I know this is awkward for you. It is for us as well. We've prayed for this ever since Terry was released from the hospital. I'm sure you know she's paralyzed from the waist down. But we're homeschooling her now, so she can complete her education.
I've been keeping up with things through the juvenile counselor, and they said under the circumstances that she was given a 1-year probation for misdemeanor breaking and entering.
Yes, Miss Kane, that's correct. We are so grateful to the DA for recommending that the felony be dropped and keeping it in the hands of the juvenile court.
Mandy, do you have children?
I do. I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Terry is our only child. We've raised her to be kind. We've raised her in the church and to love the Lord. She is such a blessing to Ted and I. Even up until a year ago, we thought we were the most blessed family ever, considering the fact that our baby was becoming a teenager. But then something happened. Something that every parent dreads. Our baby girl was being tempted by all the evil Satan had to offer. She began hanging out with all the wrong crowds, doing things that were not pleasing to the Word of God. Her grades were slipping and her attitude was soured. We tried talking to her, and at times she just played it off like it was a bad day at school or something.
We refused to believe that she was using drugs. We were naive and just didn't want to face the facts. We could tell that she was getting worse these past few months. She got expelled from school for a week for getting caught skipping classes. We thought if we prayed about it, it would solve the problem. When she started coming home late, throwing up a lot, not eating, acting bizarre, we tried to set up counseling, but she refused to talk to anyone.
We finally told her that she was grounded for a month and that we were going to force her to get help. That was the night before the incident. Sunday morning, she snuck out of the house, and we know we should have called the police. But Ted wanted a chance to drive around town to see if he could find her.
The bottom line, Miss Kane, is this. We don't want you living the rest of your life with any guilt from this. What happened to our daughter is exactly what was evident to happen. If anyone's at fault, it's her mother and I. If we hadn't been so blinded to the truth and our daughter's decline over this past year, it never would have carried this far.
Mr. and Mrs. Ingalls, as a parent myself, I pray for my daughter every day. I know that we can give them all the love and support that they need, and sometimes it's just not enough. As a police officer, I see all the evil that's in the world. I think we live 2 lives. I think we live the life we learn and the life that we have to live afterwards. For me, I have to learn to live with what I've done, regardless of the fact that the court said I was in the right. I have to learn to live with the fact that I shot your daughter. And I wish with all my heart that I was able to turn back time for all of us, but especially Terry.
We'd like to ask you to do something before you leave, if you can find it in your heart to do it. Please go see Terry. She wants so badly to see you face to face. Her bedroom's down the hall, the last room on the right.
I would like that. Thank you. Hi, Terry.
Wow. You're so pretty. Will you come sit beside me on the bed?
Sure.
It's okay. Hey, I wanted to be a police officer when I was a kid. thought it'd be pretty cool. It's okay. I'm alive, Mandy. If you and I would have never met, I'd be as good as dead anyway. When you're at a point in your life where you don't even remember breathing air, something was bound to change. I'll never walk again, but I will never do drugs again. I'll finish school, even at home, and maybe one day I'll find someone who loves me and maybe even marry me. I just wanted to meet you and tell you that it's okay. I'm okay.
Yes, good morning. I'm on scene in the Green Farm area of town where authorities have reported a missing juvenile. At this time, the only details we have are, and this is strictly according to the police dispatcher who put out the call just 30 minutes ago, that a DSS employee at the residence called city police in regards to a missing child. As of now, we have not spoken to the police about this matter, and we will attempt to get you more details as this story unfolds. I'm Jennifer Stone, live from the Green Farm area, WXIC News 17.
Hey, you found anything yet?
No, not yet. Still searching the west of the house. What's your 20?
I'm still over here on the east side. Man, it's pretty open here. There's nothing. Hey, did you search that creek where you're at?
Yes, sir. It's not very big, pretty shallow. John, wait. I'm coming up on an old barn or storage shed or something. Can you 1025 here?
Yeah, 10-4, I'm 10-17. You just be careful for the snakes and the rats.
How do you know about that?
Say, I played there when I was a kid.
With what or who? John, I found her.
I'm 30 seconds from you. Tina?
It's okay, John. She's all right. Amy, it's okay. This is my partner, John. He's been looking for you, too. He was worried and scared for you just like I was. Don't be afraid. We're here to help you.
Annie Mae. I like that name. I had an aunt once named May. Well, we called her Aunt May. Sweetie, what you doing hiding out here all by yourself?
I don't ever want to go home. I don't ever want to go to school.
Why, sweetheart? I guess your mom and daddy are worried about you by now.
No one can find me here. No one can even hurt me here. Jasper the cat would never hurt me. He eats all the snakes and rats. Please don't make me leave here. I like it here. I'm safe in the rain. The creek water isn't too bad, and I can eat all the blackberries and honeysuckles.
Annie Mae, listen, I need you to tell me something, and I know it might be hard for you. Who's hurting you?
It's okay, sweetie. You can tell us. We're your friends.
When I was a little girl, my daddy always told me how pretty I was. He always liked to sleep with me and tell me he was my guardian angel from God. I always felt so safe with my daddy. I was only 5. When I turned 8, he started touching my face, telling me how much I used to look like my mama when she was younger. When I was 9, he started touching my chest, telling me I was growing up so nice. I tried to ask my mama if it was okay for him to be doing that. All she would say was, "Oh baby, he just loves you." She drank from that clear bottle with water in it. Now I'm 10. And I try to tell him to stop, but he never does. Please, Just let me stay here.
Damn lady. The little princess wasn't going anywhere.
Well, she's going with me.
Where's he at?
Where's who at? Officer Walker?
You know goddamn well who I'm talking about. Look, lady, if I've got to bust through the damn door or even the left side of the whole house, I will. Now tell me where he's at and tell me now!
John, he's not here. He's at work.
You know, baby girl, all your poor old daddy ever did was love you. Loved you better than he ever loved me. Guess it's all over now.
Mrs. Reyes, take Annie Mae in your protective custody. Officer Christopher, I want you to place Mrs. Stiles under arrest for being an accessory before and after the fact to felony child abuse, statutory rape, and indecent liberties with a minor. Read her rights, escort her to the patrol car, place her in the back seat, inform communications we're 1072, and have Detective Carlisle meet us at the chicken farm in about 30 minutes.
Mrs. Stiles, stand up. Place your hands behind your back.
You know, Officer Walker, you got nice eyes for a cop.
Yeah. And I bet your mother had a loud bark. Get her out of here.
Hi, John.
Hey, Jennifer. I wondered when you'd be showing up here.
The magical powers of a police scanner, my friend.
Yeah, you've been loving those things since we were in high school.
Anything to add?
No, not the specifics, just the charges. You know the deal with juveniles.
So, how are you, John? How's Tina working out?
Tina's gonna make a good officer. I like her. Yes, I'm okay.
She's no Mandy Kane, though, is she, John?
No, Jennifer. She's not. See ya.
Hi. Wow. Look at that fancy car out there, son. Did you get promoted to chief?
No, ma'am. Just promoted to 2 days off to come and see you.
Hi.
It is so good to finally meet you, Mrs. Walker.
Yes, it is. My son is quite the procrastinator.
Mom.
It's not all his fault. I've been doing so much travel between here and Mississippi. My mom lives there and her health is not the best.
Oh.
Between my work and John's work and my travel, it's been crazy.
Oh, well, that's fine. Just make yourselves at home. Dinner will be ready in a few minutes. So I understand you're a dental hygienist.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's good, because I have to ask you some questions about how effective this red toothpaste I just bought is. We'll talk in a few minutes.
Lead the way.
It is so pretty. You grew up in here?
No, actually, we grew up in Gaston. After my father died in '89, Mom took the insurance money and bought the property and had the house built.
So what do you think of the new makeover?
Yeah, it's great, Mom. What'd you do with the old yellow couch?
Oh, good grief. That old nasty thing. Got rid of it. John and his football buddies used to drop food all over it when they were little kids. I was trying to remember the name of that girl that you used to like to take to steak dinners and then to the movies. Robin. Your father came home late one night, a little tipsy from being at a lodge meeting, and caught you trying to kiss her. You were so cold-busted.
He didn't bust me for anything. And drunk was more the word. Let me tell you. The man came home, squatted down between us, and was worried about the $75 he spent on my front teeth bonding. He wanted to see my teeth. And her name was Pam.
Oh.
And that pretty much ended any chance I had for salvation that night. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, Mrs. Walker, I love what you've done in here. The wood floors are beautiful.
Oh, thanks, darling. Well, I saved a mint having my preacher son do all the work. Anyway, you two should get washed up because dinner's almost ready.
May I use your restroom, Miss Walker?
Oh, of course you can. And please call me Louise. It's down the hallway on the left.
Don't get lost.
She's cute, son. Seems very educated.
Yes, she is that. She's no Katie, Mom. She doesn't want children, so it's actually perfect.
Do you love her, son?
Yes, Mom, I do.
Does she love you?
Well, I guess we'll know after today.
What are you up to?
You'll see. Later. After dinner.
He was such a cute little baby. Those big old chubby cheeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't eat another bite.
Good Lord, John, you ate 3 plates. So much for the diet this week.
Hey, I get to have one free day.
Well, how about dessert? I've got pound cake and vanilla ice cream.
Not for me, Mom. How about you, Rach?
No, thank you.
Well, why don't you take Rachel down to the pond? I saw some beaver there the other day.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a wonderful idea. Come on, why don't we go look at some, just, never mind. Let's go look at the pond.
You lead the way.
Oh, I'll be back in a bit, Mom. Save some of that cake.
Dinner was wonderful, Mrs. Walker. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And please call me Louise.
You know, I think you made a big hit with Mom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You know, I haven't been out here in so long. I guess I forgot how truly nice it is. I think for the first time in my life, I just feel like everything's wonderful for me. And considering the past year, I don't know if I would have gotten through it without you.
I'm glad, John. I never would have known how hard the life of a policeman is until I met you.
It's not a bad thing, is it?
No, guess not.
You know, your birthday's coming up, and, well, I just thought about getting you an early present. Now, look, it's nothing big, so don't get your hopes up. But I just figured in the year and a half we've been together, well, I thought it was something you at least deserved. Hope you like it. Go ahead, open it. Rachel, I never thought I could ever love another woman. And you've been the best thing that's ever happened to me. In the past year and a half we've been together, it's been amazing. And I don't ever want to lose you. And everything I do it for you. So, Rachel Smithfield, will you marry me?
John, honey, you're so sweet. And you're funny, kind, thoughtful. But, sweetie, I can't marry you. I'm just too independent. And I don't think I can handle being the wife of a policeman.
But I love you.
And that's all that matters. Look, I'll quit police work.
And do what? That's all you know. I don't want to be responsible for you living a life that's not real.
But that's not true. Do you love me?
Yes, I do. But not enough to marry you, John. I think you need to be honest with yourself.
Well, honest about what?
I think you know the answer to that, John.
Can you drive the car back to your house?
I'll get Mom to drive me to Gaston in the morning. Just leave the keys underneath the mat.
John, it doesn't have to be this way. We can still be friends.
Just leave the keys underneath the mat.
Somebody broke your heart again.
Katie. I knew you'd come back. You still love me?
Sure I do, baby.
So you're not mad at me no more?
I'm not mad. I'll never be mad. I just need you to take the gun you're wearing and put it in your mouth. There's nothing for you to live for here. We can be together and live happily ever after. Just put the gun in your mouth, John. John, put the gun in your mouth. John, do it. Do it, John.
Officer Walker, it's Sherry Baker. Do you remember me?
Sherry Baker? Yeah. From the bridge last year. My God, you're the girl that was trying to jump.
Yes, Officer Walker. You saved my life. Because of you, I became saved. I got off drugs, and I just started to realize that life is just too precious.
What was it that I did or say? I remember that day, but, well, for the most part of it, I guess I just don't.
You told me you cared. And you said that if I jumped, you were coming with me. You told me I was pretty and that I had so much to live for. And you told me you would get me help.
Well, I guess I didn't jump with you. I said all that, huh?
Yeah, you did. Thanks to you, I'm alive. And I've devoted my life to Christ. And I'm getting married this fall. Officer Walker, I really hope whatever's wrong, that you figure it out. It's a shame to lose a good police officer like you. I hope whoever you're mourning, you find some closure. I'm sure they'd want that for you.
Pass the ball to me, Ricky. Hold your horses, Steve. I'm practicing my moves. I'm telling Mom, you're not being fair. You're not even supposed to be out here. Remember, you're grounded.
Oh, Lord. I cannot believe all the touchdowns I used to score on this old field when I was a kid. Now they just use it for soccer. You ever wish you had a brother?
No way. Boys are way too silly and way too stupid.
You won't always feel that way. Growing up fast.
John, do you love my mom?
What? Well, she's my partner.
That's not what I'm asking. Do you love her?
Well, sweetie, I think there's all kinds of different love. There's friends and family and co-workers. Your mom's very special to me. Hey, so are you.
Will you do me a favor?
Sure, anything.
Will you tell my mom that you love her?
Dear John, if you're reading this, I'm already gone. I know it was so unfair to have kept the truth of my illness from you. I was ashamed of myself and how everything turned out in my life and career after the shooting. I wanted you to move on without me, and I could see how happy your life was becoming with Rachel. Putting the house up for sale, taking Julie, and going back to Daniel in Virginia was the only option I felt I had. I knew something was wrong with me, and after getting in the news, I didn't even tell Julie until it was obvious. I know I should have told you. I should have called or written. You were my partner. You were the best friend I ever had. Julie misses you terribly. I knew going back to Daniel I was not worthy of your friendship. I shut you out. You should have been there with me, and I ruined that. I hope somehow in your heart you can forgive me. I want you to know I always loved you. I just never had the guts to tell you. I hope somewhere in your heart you love me too. I'm glad my mom brought me home. I hope you will come visit me from time to time. Daniel will always be Julie's father, but in her heart, you're always number one. I know someday when she gets older, she will re-enter your life. If you love Rachel, then love her with all your heart and soul. Continue to do great things with your life, John. I'll never forget you, partner. I know I will see you again. Love, Mandy.
I love you too, Mandy.
you.